As a doctor, I beg you, never put these foods in the fridge, they can cause cancer. Most people think the refrigerator is the safest place for almost everything. After all, cold means fresh, right? But here's the shocking truth. Storing the wrong foods in the fridge can strip away their flavor, ruin their texture, and even create harmful compounds that no one should be eating. Tomatoes that turn mealy, bread that turns to stone, potatoes that produce chemicals linked to cancer, these aren't accidents, they are consequences of simple mistakes. And almost every household is making them without realizing the risks. What you'll discover today might change the way you store food forever. Because knowing what not to refrigerate isn't just about taste, it's about protecting your health and your kitchen from hidden dangers. Subscribe to this channel now and make sure you never miss life-saving, eye-opening advice like this again. When tomatoes are placed in the refrigerator, something subtle but significant happens. They slowly lose their vibrant flavor, their inviting aroma, and that firm, juicy texture we all expect. The cold environment doesn't just pause their ripening, it dulls their very essence, leaving them bland and disappointing when finally sliced for a salad or sauce. There is a scientific explanation for this transformation. The low temperature damages the delicate cell membranes inside the tomato, causing the flesh to become mealy and grainy, a texture that feels almost like sand in the mouth. What once promised freshness turns into a culinary letdown, simply because of a wrong storage choice. The mistake is common, and many people think the refrigerator protects tomatoes. In truth, it does the opposite. It robs them of their natural sweetness and disrupts the balance of acids and sugars that make tomatoes so unique. Every bite becomes a reminder of how easily flavor can be lost. The solution, thankfully, is simple. Keep tomatoes in a cool, shaded spot in your kitchen, never the fridge. Allow them to breathe, to stay alive with flavor. In doing so, you preserve their color, aroma, and the promise of every recipe they will grace. When potatoes are stored in the refrigerator, a quiet but concerning change begins. The cold turns the potato's natural starch into sugar, a transformation that not only alters its taste but also sets the stage for potential health risks. That mild, earthy flavor becomes oddly sweet, and what seems like harmless storage can have lasting consequences. The science behind this shift is simple but important. As the starches convert into sugar, they create the perfect setup for acrylamide, a compound linked to cancer, to form when those potatoes are fried or roasted. It's not about fear, it's about understanding that the way we store food affects the way we eat it, and ultimately, our health. Many households make this mistake, thinking the fridge will keep potatoes fresher for longer. But instead, it encourages a chemical change that nobody really wants on their plate. The cold, meant to protect, becomes the very thing that harms. The best place for potatoes is a dark, dry, and well-ventilated corner of the kitchen, not the fridge. There, they stay firm, flavorful, and safe, ready to become the comforting dishes we love, without the hidden dangers refrigeration can create. Refrigerating onions might seem harmless, but it often backfires. Inside the fridge, moisture creeps into their papery layers, creating the perfect environment for mold and decay. What begins as a fresh, firm onion can quickly turn into a slimy, spoiled mess that no one wants to cook with. The reason is simple: onions need air and dryness. In the fridge, condensation clings to them, breaking down their natural defenses. Before long, they lose their crisp texture and strong, clean aroma. The sharp bite that makes onions so essential in cooking fades into something unpleasant. There is one small exception, though. A cut onion can go in the refrigerator, but only if it's wrapped tightly or sealed in a container. Otherwise, its strong smell will spread, and its exposed flesh will dry out or absorb other odors. For whole onions, the best home isn't the fridge, but a cool, dry cabinet with good air circulation. And here's a key tip: keep them away from potatoes. When stored together, both tend to sprout faster, shortening their life and wasting good food. Refrigerating garlic may seem like a good way to keep it fresh, but it often has the opposite effect. In the cold, garlic tends to sprout quickly, sending out green shoots that change its taste and texture. What was once sharp and rich becomes bitter, and its culinary magic fades. This change isn't just about flavor. The cold disrupts garlic's natural balance, making it lose some of its beneficial compounds, the very ones that have been valued for centuries for both cooking and health. Instead of enhancing your dishes, refrigerated garlic can make them taste harsh or unpleasant. Many people don't realize that garlic thrives in a simple environment. All it needs is a dry container, away from direct sunlight, kept at room temperature. That's how it keeps its aroma strong, its cloves firm, and its natural oils intact. Keeping garlic out of the fridge means every clove is ready to do what it does best: bring depth and warmth to your food. A small adjustment in storage preserves its power, in flavor and in the quiet health benefits it offers. Putting bread in the refrigerator might seem like the smart choice to keep it from going stale, but it actually speeds up the process. The cold triggers a reaction called retrogradation, where the starch in the bread recrystallizes. The result? Bread that turns dry, hard, and disappointing far sooner than expected. This isn't just a matter of texture. Refrigerated bread loses that comforting softness and fresh aroma we associate with a warm loaf. The slices that once felt inviting become rough and crumbly, robbing every sandwich or toast of its simple pleasure. There's a better approach. Bread should be stored in a bread box, cabinet, or even loosely wrapped on the counter if you plan to eat it quickly. For longer storage, freezing is far better than refrigerating, because it pauses the staling process without damaging the structure of the bread. A simple habit change, skipping the fridge and choosing the right storage, keeps bread soft, flavorful, and true to what it's meant to be, one of life's simplest, most reliable comforts. Storing coffee in the refrigerator might feel like a way to keep it fresh, but it quietly ruins what makes coffee so special. The cold environment causes coffee beans, and even ground coffee, to absorb moisture and surrounding odors. That deep, inviting aroma you expect each morning fades into something flat and uninspiring. The science is simple: coffee is porous. Its natural oils and compounds are incredibly sensitive, and the fridge disrupts them. A bag of coffee sitting next to leftovers will eventually taste like those leftovers. Instead of a bold cup that starts your day right, you end up with a brew that feels muted and lifeless. Many people don't realize that freshness isn't about cold, but about protection. Coffee should be stored in an airtight container, shielded from air, light, and humidity. That's how it keeps its character, the notes of chocolate, fruit, or spice that make every sip memorable. Keeping coffee out of the fridge isn't just about taste, it's about preserving a ritual. A good cup of coffee isn't only a drink, it's a moment. And the right storage makes sure that moment is everything it should be. Refrigerating oils, from olive oil to coconut oil, often leads to confusion. When exposed to the cold, these oils solidify or turn cloudy, making them look spoiled. But here's the truth: they aren't ruined, they're simply reacting to the temperature, and the texture shift can make them frustrating to use in the kitchen. The cold thickens the oils, slowing their pour and even causing lumps to form. While this doesn't mean the oil is unsafe, it changes how it behaves when cooking or dressing a salad. That silky drizzle you expect becomes a stubborn, clumpy mess, leaving you second-guessing its quality. What many don't realize is that oils are best stored in a cool, dark pantry, far from heat and sunlight. This protects their flavor and keeps them ready to use, without the hassle of waiting for them to return to normal after being in the fridge. By skipping the fridge, you preserve not only the oil's smooth consistency but also its integrity in your recipes. Good oil is like liquid gold in the kitchen, and treating it right keeps every drop as valuable as the last. Bananas, mangoes, and avocados may seem safe in the refrigerator, but the cold works against them. It halts their natural ripening process, leaving the fruit stuck in an awkward stage, neither fresh nor flavorful. The peel often darkens, giving the impression the fruit has spoiled, even when it hasn't. This disruption goes deeper than appearance. The chill dulls their sweetness and alters their texture, stripping away the vibrant, tropical character that makes these fruits so enjoyable. A mango that promised juicy richness or a banana meant for a smooth bite ends up tasting flat and lifeless. The solution is simple but important: let tropical fruits ripen at room temperature, in a fruit bowl or open basket. Once they reach the perfect point, only then can you refrigerate them, but just to slow further ripening if absolutely necessary. By respecting their natural rhythm, you protect their flavor and nutritional value. These fruits weren't meant for the cold, they were meant for warmth, and storing them properly keeps every bite as nature intended. Join our channel's members club today. It's the best way to stay ahead with exclusive tips, deeper insights, and content that will never make it to the public videos. Now, think about this. How many times have you tossed tomatoes into the fridge without thinking? Or stored potatoes there, believing you were keeping them safe? These habits are small, almost invisible, but they change the very food you eat, sometimes in ways that can harm your health. Making these changes doesn't require extra effort, just awareness. A dry shelf for onions. A cool, dark cabinet for oils. A fruit bowl for bananas. These small shifts restore flavor, protect nutrients, and might even prevent dangerous compounds from forming in your meals. If this opened your eyes, don't keep it to yourself. Share this video, leave a comment about which mistake you've been making the most, and hit the like button. And don't forget, subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss the next truth your kitchen deserves to know.